Wadawurrung Elder, Tandop Bryon, Wadawurrung Elder. My name is Uncle Bryon, and this is Wadawurrung land. Language isn't lost. What we are trying to rediscover is how it was used. During winter, Wadawurrung people would come down into the bowl, and they'd be in the bush like this, and they'd be sheltered from the weather. They'd have all the resources they want here, and you've got bracken ferns, you've got wattle trees, you've got grass trees, you've got stringy barks. So we've got food and medicine, everything here. It's a place of plenty. If you can use traditional names and language for places, what it does, it points out to everyone, educates people that this land has been here longer than anyone cares to remember. Don't worry about how it's spelt, it's the sound. If you can make the sound, I don't give a bugger how you bloody spell it, as long as it sounds right. And when you do use place names and you understand the meaning of the names, not only does it educate non-Aboriginal people, it also educates Aboriginal people, and it strengthens our culture. I feel proud as I drive around Wadawurrung country and I see all the traditional names that are being used. It gives me a connection into country. It makes me feel proud of who I am. When we talk to our young ones and explain to them what the words mean and where they come from, you can see their eyes light up, because then they can go and tell their friends, and that's educating them. My nan had 7 kids. She only taught one of those the language. I went to see him and I asked him about this, and I said, "Can you teach me?" He said, "If you want to. Come on round, we'll sit down and have a cuppa and I'll teach you what I remember." Unfortunately, 2 weeks later he passed away. He was the last person who spoke our language fluently. We now have my niece Stephanie, who has taken on the mantle of a language person, who's doing all the research, learning the language, and is going to be teaching everyone of our mob that language. Not just the young ones, but also some of us older ones that we know a smattering of language, but not how to put it together, not how to use it fluently.
Yeah, but it's the pronunciation, it's how you talk. It's Nealinga in Stephanie, Dajari Ik Wadawurrung Beak. Woowookarung is place of plenty. I can look at that name and look at the area and say that it perfectly describes where we're standing right now. You listen to the leaves, you listen to the birds, you listen to everything around you, and it will tell you its name. You can get a much more significant connection that way. My language journey has been hopefully to pay back what my family has given to me, and if that can be to fulfill my Uncle Bryon's wishes, that'll make me really, really happy. I've got a little one at home, and when I grow old and she grows old, I want the language to continue. I don't want it to disappear.
I feel so positive about the future. If I cark it tomorrow, if I drop dead tomorrow, I know there's young ones like Stephanie that are going to be able to stand up and stand strong. We need people that can take over what I'm doing, get the message across to the wider community about how we have such a unique culture, and it is so valuable that we can't lose it. If you put your hand up when they ask who's Australian, you can say, "I'm an Australian. I am part of this country, and this country has the oldest living culture in the world. So my history is your history, and it gives you something that is unique in this world." If we can teach that, if we can use places and names and language to educate people, then we can be a much better society. We can live a whole lot better.